For more on this, we're joined now by Jacob Goldberg. He is an investigative reporter at the new Humanitarian. Thanks very much for being with us. So many climate scientists are looking at the damage that these floods have done now. And while they're troubled by the devastation, they're not entirely surprised. Are we seeing, do you think, the inevitable result of climate change here?
Yeah, I wouldn't say inevitable, but like you said, unsurprising is probably accurate because climate scientists have been warning about the risks of fossil fuel consumption for decades. We know how this works. Burning fossil fuels releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. It makes air warmer, it makes bodies of water warmer, and it makes heavier rainfall possible. You can't quickly attribute a single weather event to climate change, and that's a job for climate scientists. But what is clear is that climate change is making events like this more common.
So should governments be doing more then, do you think, to adapt to these extreme weather events through things like early warning systems, more resilient infrastructure, a more coordinated aid effort, and so on? Since, as you say, this is becoming more frequent and likely to continue to be more frequent.
Yes, absolutely. Governments need to invest more into early warning systems. They can save a lot of lives, infrastructure that can withstand rainfall and floods like these, and also aid for people who are affected by it. But most importantly, or equally importantly, governments need to work toward ending their population's reliance on fossil fuels, which is incredibly difficult but necessary.
Is it apparent now to you that our planet will become a more dangerous and expensive place to live going forward?
It looks like that, but I don't want to say inevitable. And I also want to believe that something can be done, but like I said, it's extremely difficult. I'll use a concept borrowed from an environmental policy scholar named Václav Smil, who advises us to look at 4 products: cement, steel, plastics, and ammonia. These are the ingredients of modern life. We need all of them to produce our food, our housing, transportation, and all of the technologies that we use every day. And producing all of them requires fossil fuels. And you can't mitigate climate change or arrest climate change without producing less of them. But at the same time, producing less of them would be catastrophic, or at least take away the lives we recognize today. So that's a conundrum and needs to be solved quickly, but it's not easy.
Talking about the frequency of this, the increasing frequency of this, we saw floods like this ravage parts of Europe almost 3 years ago now. So do you think, I mean, will this be a wake-up call, do you think, or will we basically just move on after a few months?
I'm not sure. Studies show that experiencing an extreme weather event does raise the likelihood of a person believing that climate change is an emergency. I'm not sure if a single event will turn the tide globally, but I also don't think that we can wait for more people to be affected by the climate crisis before governments take action. So we need leadership here.
Good to get your perspective on this. Appreciate it. Jacob Goldberg, thanks very much.